What's going on? How are you guys doing? I could not be more excited. I have mixed feelings about this Friday, as this is the end of my break. I know it's the tragic end to my March break. Oh gosh, I had high hopes, and I actually got a lot completed. Although I'm kind of pissed off because one of the things that I spent the most time on over the March break actually ended up not working out, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. I was trying to build this. I'm kind of trying to refinish this, not build, but refinish and refurbish / trash an old Ibanez RG. Pardon me. And I was trying. It looks great. It looks awesome. And then I guess there's something amiss with the neck. It was such an old RG that it came out free two-way, kind of the dual way truss rod where you can kind of go both ways. And there's just it's not. Basically, there's no way for me to put an ample amount of tension on the neck for it to kind of pull back, and it's not pulling back, and I can't really do much with it. So here we are. Pedro, what's going on? Congratulations, sir. You won yourself a plugin from Nembrini Audio. You are one of the random plugin winners, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited for you because you get to pick something rad, and I'm just tuning up today. I've got some new strings, so these are going to be in and out as soon, probably the first couple minutes here. This is High Gain Haven. I wanted to call it Heaven at first, and then I'm like, nah, let's not do that. Let's just make this a High Gain Haven for anyone and everyone. You call it Heaven, and all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, I don't want to do Heaven. Heaven's not very metal, bro. That's okay. I'm not the least bit religious, and you will not offend me in the slightest bit on any level. Wonderful. That's awesome. Now, I'm hanging out. I just put an old pickup in this guitar it's temporary. Not sure what I'm going to do with this. I had the Jason Bruce Fishman Influence Modern pickup. I'm going to be selling that. If there's anybody interested in it during the stream, let me know before I throw them up on Reverb. And we can do a deal. I've got I've got a collection. Man, I think I've got 10 different pickups that I'm going to be selling. It's awesome. It's going to be great. All right. Kick ass. Let's get started on our lineup today. Line them up. I'm excited about this, guys. And again, I'm going to be monkeying with my vocal chain today. It is what it is. Just kind of deal with it for now. I'm going to try not to. And the limiter, I need the limiter to kick in harder. So let's test something here. Limit this. Oh yeah, check. Perfect. I can yell a bit louder. I just want to make sure I can yell super loud and it doesn't crush you guys. Now the lineup today for amps. We have, of course, sponsoring this month, we have the delightful and the always amazing. Sorry, it kind of caught me off guard. I kind of want a bit more of a metal thing going on today in the background. All right. So we have the Rev F, Amp Suite Rev F by Wavemind, and this thing is a crusher. This thing is in the lineup. Also in today's lineup, the Fortin NTS Suite by Neural DSP. You might not have been a while since you cranked this one up. I don't know. For me, it's been a bit. Let's get into it. I don't even know if maybe there's an update since the last time I tuned this up, but maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I think they would be telling me somewhere flashing, there's an update, blah, blah, blee, blue. All right, we've got the MLC Sub-Zero, which I don't know how high gain it really is. It's billed as a high gain beast when really it's just kind of a modified Marshall. It's not that it's not cool, and not that I don't love modified Marshalls. Calm down, back off. What I'm saying is, I prefer. This isn't like the gain monster everyone is kind of in the belief that it is. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. It's still awesome. Oh, geez. I don't hit the mic. And now a rare bird here. We have the Kuwasa. This is amplification. This is VVV. And this is kind of a collection of 5150s done by Kuwasa. This thing is pretty awesome, and this thing does not have a boost section, so we'll be leaning on our boost section for this one. And this thing is awesome. If you've never seen it, it's affordable and it sounds great. We're gonna be in and out of some impulse responses today, probably. And this is also another plugin that we will need the boost section for. Will be this one right here, and this is the Diesel Herbert. Can't wait to show you guys this. If you've never seen the Diesel Herbert, if you've never been over to Plugin Alliance, oh my gosh, you just haven't been and you haven't lived until you've gone through their guitar stuff. I know there was one guy in a stream who commented, I don't know, it was a few days back now, and it's just like, oh my God, I didn't realize any of these even existed. I was like, holy shit, really? Oh man, it's gonna be like a kid in a fucking candy store when you go over there, especially if you happen to wander in during a sale. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. So good. All right. I thank you guys. I hope you guys are doing great. If you're in the chat, come on, let's liven this place up. Let's bring it up a bit. It's Friday. Chat with me here today. We're going to go in first. I want to go in first for the Fortin NTS. It's the one that, like, I fired it up today. I haven't fired it up, but I threw it in the chain today. I was like, yeah, shit, yeah, this is going to be fun. It's been a while. And this is an RG, and this has got a single DiMarzio Evolution in it. That has the dual impulse response going right now because it just does. That's too hot. Too hot. All right, that's cool. Let's bring down the tunes just a tiny bit more. Any plugins you ever tried that don't need a boost? Okay, well, here's the thing though, dude. Like, we're talking about, let's not talk about plugins for a second. We always have to remember that all of these plugins, or at least 95.6% of these plugins, are based on real amps, okay? So real legitimate amps. And so let's just think, are there really, how many amps out there are there that don't require a boost of any kind? Well, I guess that's depends on what kind of style you're playing. But if you require a boost in your tone, and you're wondering, are there any amps that actually have like an onboard boost? Yes, there are a few actually out there that have kind of an onboard boost. This one sort of has not a boost, but it's got a kill switch, which gives it a little extra oomph. But I wouldn't say that this one it requires it either. So let's turn off the hex drive. I already have a noise gate going. Don't need the Zool. I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, the Zool. Oh no, don't turn it off. Yeah, you gotta. You know what I think? I'm just going to say this out loud. Not doing, I mean, Neural DSP is, to my knowledge, one of the only plugin developers that doesn't have a free plugin. What they should have done, goshity gosh, they should have really done, just for fun. Just for fun. Tell me I'm wrong here. Just for fun, what they should have done was a free plugin based on the Zool. A free plugin based on the Zool would have rocked, and it would still be classic. So many people would be using it still right now, even if it had come out 6-7 years ago. People will be using it tons right now. Not doing that, I think it was like that, or a hex drive, or a grind or something. That even do a pedal suite that was like, you know, $39.99 or $29.99 or something like that. That would have been cool too, because these pedals would be really cool to have them on their own. And I know that there are a few takes on the grind and 33 out there, but not as many as. Not as far as I know, no takes on the hex drive. And the Zool, sure, it's just a one knob gate. But it's a nice gate. It's a fun gate, and it looks cool. I like it. Which one? This tone right here? Yeah, well, that's nice that you mentioned that actually, because this guitar is sort of my an homage to Dino Cazzari's. And I'm going to bring up the gate here a little bit more. Sorry, guys, for tinkering with my vocal chain. It's just going to happen from time to time. I'm going to do that. Got to get this gate to where it's not picking up. Okay, let's try it there and see what happens, and hope that it's not doing too much. Okay, so let's kick this in, and we're going to hang out with this. Now, there's no boosts whatsoever. We're going to go boostless. And I'm going to set this thing up, kind of just try to be kind of badass with it. That's going to be a bit loud. I knew it. Good thing I gave it a flick first. But I'd argue that this amp specifically doesn't really need a boost, I would say. Yeah, this doesn't really need a boost, so you're in the right ballpark. Yeah, the thing is, there's a lot of amps out there. How do I say this in a nice way? There are a lot of amps out there that you can, if you spend the extra time to tweak them and really get them to where you want them, there are a lot of amps that actually don't really require a boost out there. But how do I say this in a nice way? Boosting has sort of become the lazy way. It's the lazy way because it doesn't really, like, you can set an amp up a certain way, not have to take that much care with certain amps, and then just hit that boost, and it kind of makes things tighten up and it makes things okay. And I'm not saying I'm not completely guilty of it. I love boost pedals. I love them. Wondering if I have the heights on these pickups correct. I just put this one in. And be tinkering with that a bit as well. That's right. That's about much better there. Okay. So now with a boost, we can get a little tighter, a lot tighter probably. But the thing is, all you really need to do to get a really good tone, and something you need to keep in mind, is that when you're boosting, you probably want to bring the low end up a bit more, and then let the boost pedal kind of sort it out. You can do that, okay? Yeah, you can kind of do it that way. Hold on. Or you can just kind of try to dial in. And when I say you just kind of make an amp boost, not need a boost on its own, some amps just really benefit from it, and some you can kind of work with it. And then not every amp that's boostable is like 5150s. Those are really workable on their own. Rectifiers, completely workable on their own. They benefit from having a boost, and it's just a lot touchier to dial in that low end. But yeah, it's still very much possible. How's it going, Corey and Pedro and Eddie? What's going on? I'm still not 100% sure. Still not 100% sure. It did sound better though, up closer, so I'm gonna make sure that stays there. That sounded better there. I think I've got that dialed in now. Now let's try it monkeying with the low end and scooping it out a bit. A Larry amp? No, is that? I've never gotten to mess around with a Larry in my days. Nope, no, I can't say I have. Have you ever heard of diamond amps? I'm just kind of realizing that apparently these are also a big deal, and I've heard some rumblings of a possible licensed diamond suite coming around. Brilliante. That sounds good to my ears. Am I rocking my, I've as always, I've got a bit of a room verb going on here, 6%, and it's just like a small studio space kind of room, and it's literally just for to take the bone dryness out of things without getting too crazy. Let's see what they've got going on in the cab section. If you've never seen this plugin before, I mean, you're either brand new or you've been living under a rock, maybe. If you're not brand new to plugins, I would say that it's very rare that you haven't at least messed around with the Fortin NTS suite. Unless it's like high gain is just not your thing at all. Maybe. Pardon me. We'll see what else we got for mic options here. I'm going to use the 421 and I'm going to just kind of do something. Not really sounding the way that I would like it to sound. It's a bit better, but I'm not overly enthused right now with the evolution in this guitar. I haven't really put it in here before. And it's funny because I have it in another Ibanez. And it's the same kind. Well, it's a higher end Ibanez, and I love it in that guitar. But in this particular Ibanez, I am not really enjoying the pickup. So that's why I said it's not long for this guitar. I didn't really think I super enjoyed in this guitar, so I think this one's also going to be one for that. But I think I'm just going to keep this one around, and just in case, because it is a reliable pickup that I can throw in just about anything. Maybe I'll keep it around. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Maybe I will. We'll see. But I think I'm going to go out taking some recommendations at this point for an absolutely smoldering bridge pickup that is designed to kill, and more kill. This guitar, the Rumblebee here, is not really a guitar that I would say like anything. How do I say this? Almost any guitar you look at and it's only got a bridge pickup. You know that particular guitar player is not, or that particular guitar is not designed to fuck around with. That guitar is designed to do some damage on some level. Even if you see, like, hang on, I know there may be someone out there going, well, what about a Telecaster Esquire? Yeah, I would also argue that if I see somebody walk in with an Esquire, I would also say that dude is he's not feeling like fucking around either. The Esquire is a nice looking, hard playing, extra tough instrument. But anyways, when I see a guitar that's generally when we see a guitar, super strat or any kind of shape, and it's got one pickup, just a bridge pickup, and it's typically also just a volume knob, and I know that guitar is usually designed typically to decimate things. I'm not going to go and take this guitar into a jazz gig, although, I mean, I'm sure people do. No judgment there. You got what you got. Anthony Lavoie, how's it going? Yes, you do. That's great, man. I'm super glad that you remember from Honest Amp Sim reviews, and we're pretty open about that. That was our other our other life as a team here. A few of the members of the team here also had something to do with Honest Amp Sim reviews, and thank you for mentioning, and thanks for noticing. We put an awful lot of work into that platform until it basically became, the market expanded at a rate that our mandates, it became impossible to the things were getting way behind, and it just became an impossible just a bunch of impossible mandates. So to give you the quick version, that ended, and then I went to work for several developers kind of behind the scenes, learning more about the field and more about the tech and everything else. As we assembled this great team here, and now we're kicking some ass and having some fun and hanging out on Fridays, Saturdays, occasionally Sundays and other days of the week. And this is a new segment we're testing. Now, I should explain. High Gain Haven is something we're testing things out. It's new here. we're trying to establish some fun things. Now, Friday, Freeware Fridays. Wow, that actually came out all right, so Freeware Fridays are going to be a thing. Typically, you're going to be able to tune in on Fridays at 4:30, and we're going to be going through some sort of NAM thing, or we're going to be going through some freeware. Typically, occasionally, it'll get hijacked. That's just how it's going to be when you don't have a lot of operating time. That's fine. High Gain Haven, something where there's so much out there for high gain guitar players these days. What we're doing is we're testing something. You let us know in the comments. Also, like and subscribe. One time you'll hear me say it in each and every video, just once. Do the things. All right. So basically, tell us in the comments how this goes over. So the idea here is every time you guys see High Gain Haven, it'll be anywhere from 3 to 5 different high gain amp sims or some pedals, etc., plus some other things and impulse response libraries designed for high gain. It's going to be a different lineup probably every week. And there's so much out there that we can do. We won't scratch the surface with 10 or 15 of these things. So if that sounds like fun to you, honestly, tune in anytime. I think we're going to do some more of these. So we're going to try a few, see how they go. Let us know what you think. So currently, we're hanging out with the Fortin NTS suite. It's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful amp. Now, for those of you that did not know, here's some trivia. One thing we like to do here, as we did with Honest Amp Sim Reviews, is we love to make sure that Amp Sim users not only respect, but are educated on the gear, analog gear, that the plugins that you guys use, abuse, love, and hate, what they're actually based on, where those products and where those creations came from. Now, what I'd like to talk about in this particular situation is, now this is actually based on an amp called the Natus, which backwards is Satan. Yeah, I could have hit the delay for that one. Hold on, let's do it. Which backwards is Satan. All right, so basically what happened was when Ola Englund decided he was going to do his own signature amplifier, this guy, Mike Fortin from Fortin Amps, was working at Randall at the time, working with Randall and doing some crazy creations. He created a lot of really fucking cool amps when he was at Randall. Go ahead, look it up. Mike Fortin made Randall's there's like a kind of a compact list of really cool amps he made for people like Scott Ian and Kirk Hammett. Oh my gosh. Metallica fan since I'm fucking 11. Kirk Hammett. Oh gosh. Kurt. I should get slapped in the face by somebody. Whack. Anyways, he got some really cool creations when he was over there. Now, one of the creations he made was the Randall Satan, which is essentially just this channel right here that you're seeing on the left-hand side of that. I'm kind of going around here. Let's go to the screen, if you will. Now, if over here, you'll see, going through the play. I'm just kidding. We're not going to use that voice that often. This is basically Ola Englund's amp, the Randall Satan, which was this channel right here, taken and putting. Taking and took it, putting it. It took it and put this channel into its own amplifier, and essentially made it import made via Randall. And it's a pretty rare amp these days, so it's about as close as you're going to get in plug-in form is this right here to the infamous Ola Englund tone. If you want to do that kind of tone, I think there's actually Ola Clip. Yeah, Ola Englund actually classic. He has his secret sauce, his standard chugness, all kinds of fun things in here. But generally, we know Ola's bag. The drive is off, the tone's all the way up, the level's all the way up. Although the hex drive, they say there's more juice in here. So if you're jamming this all the way through, I think it's got more juice than your average tube screamer. So I guess, I don't know, be forewarned in any events. No, let's get rid of this. Nice, get some Man of War in here. All right, cool. So basically, that's a little bit of trivia for you. Let's go to the comments for a sec. Okay, so basically, Corey, the guitar I put together, I could go down and get it, but it's actually downstairs right now, just kind of chilling. Essentially, I spent so much time on it, and my whole break, I made it look cool as shit with this weird kind of paint technique that I used. Made it look trash, brother. It looks great. But then what happened was it's a one-way truss rod. It's an older truss rod, and for whatever reason, it's kind of it's kind of stuck in the back bow a bit. And the most I can get it to do is dead flat, and it is just not coming together. The neck, it just not, it depends. I'm going to leave it for a bit and then see what kind of comes around with the climate around here, as my friend told me to do. Or in the meantime, I'm going to be looking for a 56 millimeter neck to replace it on. And it's supposed to be just an absolute missing link thrashing guitar with a single EMG 81 and the 18 volt mod and the PA2 booster on it. It's going to be the Slayer guitar, but I need a new neck for it, and so that's going to have to happen at some point. So yeah, just if you're curious. Okay, ever tried Duncan JBs? Sure have. Yes, I have. I've tried a lot of Duncans, brother. I was a Duncan artist for a little bit, and I tested probably 10 or 12 humbuckers over there. And yeah, a lot of great stuff over there. I think if there's anything from Seymour Duncan I really want right now, it's that West Hope Jupiter rail. Oh God, I want it. I just want it. I think that might be what's going in here. I might have to do that, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Let's go see what else we got here. Honest Stamps and Reviews, what's up? Ever try black metal? Black, yeah, absolutely. Wait a minute. Black Winter. Man, you have that? You have the LTD EC black metal? That guitar is so fucking nice, dude. That guitar, I was eyeballing the shit out of that guitar. And I even, so much to the point where I had to show it to the missus, because the missus loves all black guitars and I must show it to her. Because if it's an all black guitar, there's just that tiny little bit of her that'll be like, I mean, that'd be a cool guitar to see around the house, right? Am I right? So no, that guitar is a badass looking guitar. Congratulations to you and your purchase. I am currently looking for a baritone 6 that doesn't suck and isn't ugly. I don't want to pay a ton for it. I think $1,500 is my limit, but that is, of course, I know we're talking like probably after the summer. We're probably talking fall on that one. So I'm going to be vigilantly looking for a baritone 6 that I can drop tune all to just depths of hell. Probably going to tune it down to A flat, probably at minimum A flat. And because I just want something that's really low and chonky, but I don't want anything. I don't really want an 8-string. I don't want a 7-string either. All right, we're talking about high gain plugins today. If you guys have any requests for next time, I'm not sure it's gonna be next week or next time in general, but for next episode of High Gain Haven, if you guys have any requests, make sure to make them known in the comments. I will collect things and I'll try my very best to write them down and put at least a couple of them in the lineup. Okay, so as I said today, we've got a few. Channel 2 here is just not going to get used. I'm not even going to bother with channel 2. It's serviceable. Yesterday on the stream, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about serviceable cleans, where it's like high gain beast amps. You see, they're like, this is the amazing amp we have. Check out this fucking 2-channel amp, brother. It does this. And then they go to it also has this, my clean tone in there. It just goes here, it'll be okay for you. Later it was some delay. You'll be fine. Not to say this is a bad clean tone. I'm just saying that I just wouldn't use it because I don't own the amp. I don't need to use the clean tone. If it's not very good, I'm just not going to use it. I'm just not going to bother because I have other, just like you guys do. We all have a couple of amps that really excel, a couple of plugins that really excel at cleans. And sure, I mean, I could make a go of this one if need be. It's not terrible, but this is more or less for that, gent guy or that, that metal guy that, every band has that, just those tiny, tiny little parts of clean tone. And where, the guy will hit the delay pedal and the reverb pedal or something that he's only got on the board for that specific one part. Well, this clean channel here will be perfect for that guy. And if you're that guy, it's no problem. But that being said, there's a lot of good cleans out there these days, right? Yeah, man, I do recognize your name. Yeah, it's going to be mostly, we're just trying something out, and this is a good time to try things out. But guys, Freeware Friday is going to be most of the time. It's going to be most of the time. It's going to be freeware. You're going to show up, especially moving closer and closer to the release of our freeware plugin. Yeah. And can't tell you. Can we say the name of the plugin to you guys? Should we say it? I can't tell you exactly. We're not going to tell you about any of the features, but we might tell you the name of it. And it's going to be free. And I'll just, you know what? I'll just bust it. I'll just bust it out because today's not technically Freeware Friday. At least I can do is like announce something. Not like it's like the hugest deal in the universe, but we think people will like it. I hope you guys like it. And it is going to be entitled NAM Universal. And it is, that is going to be called NAM Universal. And as we lead up to release, there'll be more and more little hints dropped. And you guys know it'll have something to do with the NAM platform. And you guys know that. And we are happy to admit that transparently, which is exactly why it's called NAM Universal, because it is based around NAM. So, and if I'm basing a product around something, I'm not going to go and call it like the fire breathing like Python. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go and call it something different. It's NAM. So why not give them the full credit? It will be free, and it will be called NAM Universal. And you guys, I have no idea for a specific release date right now. Where it's a lot of free labor coming together, a lot of different hands coming. We have a wonderful UI being done by Lewin Albani, the one, the only Lewin Albani. Fantastic UI designer. And we have oh my God, I almost did it again. Why do I keep doing it? And I told Chris I did this accidentally in his stream. I almost said mixed wave again. Mind wave, not fucking mixed wave. Oh, fucking wave mind. Oh my fucking God. See, this is what these names are doing to me. It's just, they're all going amp locker and amp this and amp that and tone this, and they all going, My mistake. Wave mind. Gosh, I am not the sharpest tool in the shed today, folks. In any event, WaveMind are on board, and we also have several creators of the top creators on Tone Hunt that are being nice enough to lend us some of the best captured and best shot profiles in the history of that platform, as told to us by the numbers. The most popular. Some of the most popular profiles and captures and stuff, and I can't really tell you anymore. All I can say is that some good stuff is coming together so that everybody can enjoy something cool for free, and that's what really matters. So I hope you guys really like it. It's not a new platform. This is just a different plugin. How can I say this? You know what? I'm trying to think of a way to hint it. Okay, here's what I can say. The inspiration basically came for this plugin came as a team, and when the bunch of us noticed that NAM fucking rules, absolutely NAM rules, but we all noticed that when we were using NAM captures and profiles, we were doing it with like a stack of different plugins to make the experience a little bit more fun. So we decided to kind of create a plugin like that kind of has conveniently, and not to say that other plugins haven't started doing really great things for NAM profiles. They're out there, and I'm not going to say that I'm not going to slight any of those products because they all fucking rip. Tonocracy is awesome. Genome is awesome. I love Genome. But that being said, we're going to do a nice, convenient way for people to kind of enhance their NAM profiles and NAM experience. So we hope you guys enjoy it. And that is literally all I can say without getting punched by somebody on some level. How's it going, 80s kid? I feel like such a dink saying that. You might as well just tell us. You got to tell us your name, or at least, or your pronouns. So, I mean, we know, at least I know how to address you. Like 80s kid is like, it's a him, or is it a her? Is it a they? I need to know these things. In any event, it's nice to see you. Just getting absolutely accosted when you come in. So we're chilling out right now. What is going on here? Am I buzzing out? I am. I gotta do a little neck adjustment here, huh? And that's okay. And every time I do a neck adjustment, you guys know what I'm gonna say. You guys absolutely know what I'm gonna say. I want to get a t-shirt that says, "Stop giving techs your $40 for neck truss rod adjustments." Hold up. Might be just enough. And we're good. All right. Oh, that's not where it's supposed to be. Oh, no. That is probably the best 30 seconds of YouTube you guys ever watched. Sorry, guys. In any event, yeah, learn how to do your own truss rod adjustment. Guys, if at any point you noticed your frets are buzzing out like right up here or in certain spots and they were never buzzing before, chances are, pardon me, all you need is a truss rod adjustment. Sure, you might need some fret work, I guess, maybe. But in that case, that would be worth bringing it to a tech, because if you're trying to do your own fret work, there's a real good chance you can fuck your guitar up real quick if you've never done it before. So if I'm you, I would bring your guitar to a tech, not for only when really necessary, only when you're really like, oh, geez, I don't want to touch that. Okay? Guys, come on, stop giving. I love techs. I have some good friends that do that tech stuff, but man, come on, we got to stop giving them money for truss rod adjustments and string changes. Oh gosh, I know somebody that brings their guitar to a tech to have the string. I'll just for a checkup. What do you mean a checkup? Oh, he just gives it a checkup, changes the strings and gives the frets a look at. I mean, fuck, what? What are you doing? How much does that cost you? I don't know, like 80 bucks. $80. Oh God. $80 just for someone to look at your guitar and go, yeah. Oh, I cleaned off a fret for you. Oh gosh, guys, don't do it. All right, cool. I figured out the truss rod setting on what? See you later, Anthony. Nice to see you. I'm glad you found us, and that is just exactly what we intended. We dropped a little thing in the old group and just said, you know what? If people are going to straggle over, they're going to straggle over. That group is not... I mean, I'm glad it's still together. I'm glad it's still there. But it's not what it used to be. It's not that type of thing. But for there's any of those people... I'm not slighting it. Calm down. Calm down. It's still a very cool group. And it's still the most, I'll say this anywhere, the most knowledgeable group of people, collection of people when it comes to amp sims, guitar and bass software in general, and plugins maybe in general. There's maybe not a more educated group of people in one place. So I will say that for certain. And if you post a question in there, you will get real answers from real people with real experiences, not just like the first guy that comes along that goes, oh yeah, I heard about a guy that did that once, and yeah, my buddy, it did. Come on. It was in the 90s. What was in the 90s? Nice. Yeah, you know what? I remember. I remember it. I remember it well. Learning how to work a truss rod. It was like one of my first guitar teachers. My guitar was buzzing out all over the place. And he was just like, yeah, there's an Allen key. Just does like this. And it goes like this. And if it goes like this, you go lefty, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, buddy. It'll go like that. And then you got to put your hands on the first fret and on the last fret. And then you just tap your finger in the middle to see where it's at. And I'm like, and that was it. It was like 1 minute worth of conversation that saved me probably hundreds of dollars over the course of my life, right? And if you're giving anybody even pickup installs, guys, if you're doing a lot of testing of a lot of different pickups, I would thoroughly suggest that you invest in your own little solder and good solder. Don't buy shit. good soldering kit. Anyways, back to the tones. We're going to move along from this one in a couple of minutes here, but this one just kind of showing you guys the thing is absolutely searing at this point. It's a little out of tune. Sorry. These are brand new strings. And thanks so much to Sit Strings for their continued support. Always making sure that I've got fresh strings. I get one allotment per year from those guys. But I mean, I do still buy a lot of different strings when I want to go for something outside of what I've kind of ordered for my allotment. But otherwise, man, these guys have been just so awesome with making sure that I'm taken care of and that you guys are always hearing fresh strings or close to it when I'm testing something else. And who wants to hear fucking thunkers? What developer out there wants to hear thunkers when you're doing your content? Gosh. And while we're at it, gosh, well, you know what a developer doesn't want to see when they tune in and they look at your video? They don't want to see monitors that are pointed in like these directions. Like they're not stereo speakers, guys. There's a real way you got to put those things. You know what I mean? And getting monitors in perfectly in phase and properly set up is just the bane of my existence. It's not easy and it's a headache. And sometimes I love headphones for that reason. All right, let's keep chugging away here a little bit. We're being a little too liberal with that presence. Am I buzzing out? Shouldn't be. Anyways, these are gleaming. I just changed this when I changed, sometimes when I change strings, I'll give it a little once over with like a polishing cloth over the frets, and I'll tape the board and I'll give it a nice oil. And man, this guitar just feels nice right now. Feels very nice. I mean, not that there's any nicer feeling neck than an Ibanez Wizard neck. Hate Ibanez all you want, and go ahead, but you can't put a Wizard neck in your hand and tell me it doesn't feel incredible. Amazing necks. That's what makes RGs almost unbeatable for a modifying guitar. You go buy one on your local marketplace for like $250. You go buy a pickup and it's invincible. That's it. That's all you need. You put an EMG or like one killer crushing pickup in an RG, make sure it's set up perfect, and that's it. You've got a metal machine. You're welcome. That's all you need. And man, that's some of the most fun I've ever had was modifying Ibanez RGs. Unfortunately, the one that I'm currently modifying is just too freaking old. You guys, it's Friday. It's fucking Friday. I'm very excited today. I'm excited. It's like I said, I'm excited but not excited for a few reasons. It's Friday because who's never bummed about a Friday? I'm a little bit bummed because it's the final day of my triumphant March break. I was pretty productive in different ways. I was not as productive for the channel as I had hoped. However, I got a lot of stuff done around here that I can't just never seem to find the time to do, and I'm very excited. Also, install a new set of pickups in my 5-string bass. Thanks so much, DMG. Dave Ellefson set demo slash plugin demo coming at you guys tomorrow with a small giveaway. Can I find it? Where is it? Hold on. Thought I put it right over here. I'll get it when I get up at the halfway point, guys. I got a little giveaway tomorrow during the base stream. I've got some sweet EMG stickers, big high quality stickers that just never seem to fade or get damaged or come off or anything. Like I've put them on a few things now, and man, if those stickers can live on my disc golf basket and disc golf cart without actually tarnishing or weathering, those things have been through some shit. So these are pretty cool stickers, and a signature Tortex unused signature Dave Ellefson Tortex pick coming at you. I know that seems silly. It's like, oh, it's a pick and some stickers, big deal. But I mean, if it was EMG throwing that out there, they'd get at least a couple hundred people probably that would throw their email addresses into something. So, because I mean, if I can throw it in an envelope and throw it down to you guys, it'll cost me maybe like $2 to throw it in the mail. I would love to do it. So, and I know I'm never going to use the pick or the stickers. So you guys might as well win something. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. On Saturday, there may be 2 streams tomorrow. We need to do a Doom stream, and it's going to be for one specific audience. I can't say, but there is a band that I know, a developer that is trying to consider, might be considering doing some sort of plugin. And I just think that some of these folks that might be in this conversation need to know just how good plugins can be for Doom and Fuzz and Stoner Doom and Stoner Sludge and those drone and other types of things. Okay, so we might be doing that at some point this weekend. It's gonna be a fun weekend. Tomas, how are you? 80s kid. Yeah, like it was like you said, it was either you went to a guitar store, but the thing about going to the guitar store, I'm not saying I've never brought my guitar in when I was a kid, because I'm not saying I've known all this shit forever. But you're right. The thing is, I've been living on my own since I was 17, and we didn't have the budget to do things, so just sort of knowledge just passed from person to person. How I fell into a lot of this knowledge is that I sort of fell in with like this sort of we'll call him tech extraordinaire that had kind of cut his teeth with a lot of different Canadian punk rock bands, and he kind of lived in my household for a little while, kind of between gigs, and it was sort of fun, and he taught us all a shitload about fixing our own instruments. So that was where we got a lot of that knowledge. But when it came to and a lot of it was like very crude punk rock fixes to do things without actually taking your guitar to a guitar store. But when I did take it to a guitar store, I would always constantly ask them, okay, what did you do? How did you fix it? Can you show me specifically how that works? And it's not like, they're not going to say no. Usually, like most of the guys will be like, okay, this is what we did. We opened this up here and we twisted it, But for me, it was a couple times I brought my guitar in because the Floyd was a Floyd, and I just had no idea how to get the Floyd to do Floyd things and stay this way instead of that way. So I brought it in. I was like, how do you do this? And then the guy was nice enough, he charged me for it, but he's nice enough to let me stand there and watch him. And so that's what the thing is, don't just bring something in, pay attention, ask some questions if you're going to pay money, right? Okay, that's on. It's gonna play its way out, and that thing was awesome. So if man, it's one of those things, one of those plugins I think gets kind of like left under. It kind of gets tucked under the rug a little bit. It just sort of gets tucked under the rug for a lot of people, because a lot of the neural DSP, I'm not no hate. I can feel like there's this feel sometimes in the younger demographic of AMSIM users where a lot of them are kind of treating them almost like video games. Like, if it's old, it sucks. Like it's for another console or something. Nameless Suite and NTS Suite, sure, they might be going on what, like 7 years old, but those plugins kick fucking ass. No question about it. Those plugins both absolutely destroy worlds still. And if you see them on sale, Nameless Suite's still one of my favorite top 3 plugins all time. This one, probably a little bit further down the list, but not too far, because this thing, as you heard just now, this thing absolutely crushes. It crushes. So this is going to go. See you later, and thank you very much to NTS Suite for your service today. Very much appreciate it. Away she goes. Now we're going to move along to the Amp Suite Rev F. This is a newer developer called Wavemind, folks. And we are going to get into this one. As you guys are maybe not aware, Wavemind has sponsored the month here at Honest Amp. Oh my God, I almost said it. the Amp Sim universe. You had that title on my brain. I just had to say it. But sorry, Wavemind has sponsored the month here, and they are going to be giving away. We are giving away one today, as a matter of fact. We're going to be giving away one today, a license for the Wavemind. Amp Suite Rev F. This thing is crushing. It immediately takes my attention towards being one of the best rectifiers that has ever been, we'll call it. And we're gonna chug on this for a little bit, and let's see where we're at for volume. Kick ass. Okay, now we're gonna make sure we're talking about going to the back here, and as you guys see, there's a ton of different options here that you guys can use. Okay, tons of different options back here that you might not normally get on, and you don't normally get the access to the back of the amp. So right away they're doing something a bit different. But I've always really liked when developers throw in the back of the amp instead of just like taking any meaningful switches that might be on the back of amps and just throwing them on the front. Classic. It happens so often with rectifier plugins where they take stuff that is, if you own a rectifier, you'll know those settings are often right there on the back of the amp, but they'll put them on the front. So yeah, this is interesting. I like that attention to detail very much. Crank it back over. It comes with a couple different pedals. You have the Maxon 808X here, and you have the Fortin 33, also known as the Forte Boost 22. Okay, so we're gonna get started with just the regular X drive and see where we're at. That's pretty darn beefy, guys. Pretty darn beefy. What's going on, Bo? How are you? Nice to see you. RevF is a great plugin. Here's the thing about the RevF, though. The one thing I really like about it is that in reality, aka real life, as I was trying to say both those things at the same time, I will tell you right now, here's something about this amp that is very real. Now, in real life, if you use a rectifier and your pickups are not set up properly, if you've got the bad heights, for example, it will let you know. And it comes out bloated, it comes out fat, farty, and or it'll come out too thin. If you're too low, it'll come out kind of too thin. It's not like a 5150 where it seems like you can kind of get away with that. Now, case in point here, I had my metalcore stream kind of ruined the other day because I had just set up my Matt Heafy Fishman pickups. They were kind of set up improperly. The heights were off. I used this plugin and it let me know midstream, hey, whoa, this is not, you fucked your heights up. So I immediately just said, oh shit, you know, and I had to kind of go and figure that out. So right now it's telling me a bit of the same thing. So I'm going to back it off a little bit and see where I'm at. That sounds much better. Much better. See, it's just telling me that's a little bloated on the, and it won. Great. I like that, because that to me is like a real rectifier, a real Mesa Boogie amp in general, really, because those amps are very picky. As 80s Kid mentioned, these amps, I find there are really no simple, easy to dial in Mesa amps. They are all very complex. They all have a million different switches and all kinds of different parameters and tone shaping options that you can use. And some people that own the amps often find one thing they like of, like, for example, you go to the back here and you can see over here where it's bold and spongy. Most people will find one of those things that they enjoy and stick with it. However, over here, you've got basically solid state to tubes, and you can choose between those. And a lot of people often do will flip flop on that, as far as I'm reading. Now, also, and what they give you here that's pretty cool is you can change to EL34s, which is very unique in that they don't usually give you that option. There aren't too many rectifiers out there that'll give you that option. Now, let's make sure that we've got things in order here. Yeah, our tube screamer. Now, I want to try to use the 22 for a little bit here. Yeah, it's the best rectifier, and man, this company has just kind of come in and dropped a bomb. And by what I know of, they're going to be doing some cool stuff, guys. They've got some cool plans. It's a refreshing outlook from a refreshing new developer. It's not a new company that's being coded by somebody else. It's not. This is a new developer. It's a one-man operation right now, and he's doing a terrific job. Almost every company started out as a one or two-man operation, 3 max. And he's starting out all by himself. There are some notable developers right now that are still one-man operations. I don't know how they fucking manage, but they manage without going completely mad. All right. Now, I also kind of want to mess around with some channels. Oh, I actually kind of wanted the back there. Orange to modern. And I want to just mess around with the tubes for a second. Why not? Let's mess around. We're talking about messing around. Let's mess around. Let's go to orange. Let's crank it. Let's go here. Let's back the bass way off. And then let's see where we're at here, guys. It sounds good so far. Sounds cool. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know about you guys. Sounding solid over here. And they added this neat little thing. If you haven't done your update, by the way, this company he's really good with doing his early updates. He's figuring out where the issues are quickly, and he's making changes. Why you got to be beaking me right now? And he's making changes. He's doing what he needs to do, and he's making changes. And so far, and he's added little things, and he's done little things. He's planning to add a whole selection of mics. I think that for right now, that's the only downside to the plugin, is that people may pass this over because it doesn't have this big selection of mics right now. And that's something he is working on. He is going to be adding a couple more mics to the cab section. I believe the free version of it as well, which is pretty sick, if you ask me. Why did it do that? Weird. All right. So, sounds good to me. Still sounds good. Now, if we don't want those boost pedals, we can go to one of our boost pedal options. We've got a few today. We have, well, that's in the plugins. We won't be using that. This is our absolutely 100% free plugin that we did with Audiority called The Sword. This thing needs an update, and I've been saying that for a little bit. I have to just make sure Luca's done it. As you guys can see, it goes from 10 presets. It's going to go from that to about 60 or 60 plus or something like that, so that you guys can get full enjoyment out of this piece of freeware that we bring to you on behalf of us and Audiority. On behalf of Wavemind and Resington, popular YouTuber, you might have heard of him. Guy's a lot of fun, nice guy, fun to talk to. He has released the Shoeless Drive with Wavemind. This is a free plugin that you guys can go and get right now. This will be jammed in there. And last but not least, we do have some freeware. There's a bit of freeware up here in the pedal section. And we have the Neural Amp Modeler with I'd have it loaded up with a Fort modded 808. Let's see if we use it as just a pedal, how it sounds. Yeah, it sure does what it's supposed to do. Sounds great. All right, cool. Why did that take a big ol' woof there? Interesting. Right on. Yeah. So as you guys have probably figured out already, that we're going to be seeing this quite a bit this month. I've got a tone talk that's going to be based around kind of skate punk, actually, and how big of a deal the rectifier was in skate punk. Now, it's pretty interesting to talk about how big a deal the rectifier has been in so many different genres. Hard rock, especially, huge in arena rock and modern hard rock, Nickelback and 3 Days Grace and Theory of a Dead Man and Creed and all of those bands. Yep, rectifier. And then you look at death metal as well. And then you go to punk rock. I would arguably say that the rectifier is more popular in hard rock and punk rock than it is in death metal, only because it's such a hard amp to control when it comes to metal. And you have to, I don't know how Cannibal Corpse does it. I don't know. We're going to be looking into that. It's going to be a tone talk we're going to do about Cannibal Corpse. I really need to know how they set things up to get so tight with, like, I just don't get it. I don't quite understand how they get them so tight. Now, typically rectifiers, they're big ballsy amps, and it's really tough to get them to do. It's really tough to get them to do certain things. All right, we're going to go to bold, and we're going to go to the other tube section, and we're going to go back to that. And it's really tough to tighten it up sometimes. And if you have trouble tightening it up with even a tube screamer, I mean, that's kind of tough. If you're trying to play metal and you're trying to play really, really fast, articulate metal. Hardcore, huge amp in hardcore as well, as that kind of also tied together a little bit with the skate punks for a little while at least. Crazy amp. All right, let's, I'm going to bring back those mids a little bit and the fizz and the right here. Yeah, beefy. I still don't know that I've got the pickup height nailed for this, but I don't really care that much because we're going to be going to half time here, and I'm going to be, yeah, you know what? Let's keep the B out for the whole stream. Usually I like to switch guitars halfway, but let's keep the B out for the whole stream just so we got remained consistent here and try to get these the pickup height nailed as we're here. Hold on, let's read back in the comments. Yeah. Hold on, I got to go back here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, multi-band compression. Let's solve that right now. Multi-band compression and the sneap trick. Let's be honest, everybody's used that trick. A lot of people. It's not just anti-sneap, but the sneap trick along with rectifier equals my heart. That is, it funnels out exactly the whoompe parts that you don't want, and you have to dial back the bass kind of a lot on these amps. They're bass monsters. They're low-end monsters. There's so much fucking headroom on the upside, but I mean, like, you got to take them down pretty low when it comes to the low end, unless you want like a really boomy low end. Even if you're using a tube screamer, go ahead, use a tube screamer all to your heart's content. All right, let's go to back to the 33 here though. Yeah, that's beefy. There's so much beef. Boris, you want to talk about the beef? We have one cat. He loves whenever there's raw beef or cooked beef or any kind of beef in this house. He comes around and puts on a big old show. We don't give it to them, of course, unless it's like completely raw and we've figured out it's not going to be bad for them. But yeah. Anyways, that's why I kind of felt like saying it to him, because he's right beside me, enjoying the warmth of the window. Kind of chilly here today, but more seasonably chilly than usual. We are supposed to get some snow here, which would be a miracle because we barely had any in an area that usually we have a shitload of snow. But this year, almost nothing. All right, let's keep chugging away a little bit. Yeah, that's beefy. So much beef. Oh, that's sounding so good. We almost got it dialed in. Rectifiers will take a bit to dial in. We almost got it. Oh, Chugfest 2024 over here. Yeah, JST's got a little trick for that. I know there's another plugin too from what's that dude that's like Joel Wanacek. He's got a plugin in his bus. I think it's like, what do they call them? Bus glue, that's what they call them. Bus glue, this and that. I think they have those series. We actually, when the Billy Decker came out, JST was nice enough to give us a bunch. Although I guess JST doesn't really, JST doesn't really like us. I don't know. We haven't had a chance to really speak with them on much in a long time. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get in touch and see if I can get my hands on that plugin. But it would be nice if someone just like put out a plugin like that and just called it like the Oomph Killer, like something more direct where you just like, and they bill it as exactly what the fuck it is. Just be like, yeah, that fucking sneak thing? Well, boys, we put it in a plugin. Here you fucking go. Like, don't dodge it. Don't call it something that it isn't. Let us know exactly what it is. Put it out there. I'm sure people will grab it. Even if it's like, say, $20, I'd be all over that just to like have something I can whack in the mix there. That is a multi-band compressor, essentially with just one band. We'll call it that. Whatever. I don't know. But it seems like it would be really, really fun if there was like an out there, like everybody knows this is the plugin that does that. It's kind of like, there's got to be something like I was able to use like the Fab Filter multi-band compressor. Any multi-band compressor will do that, as long as you can kind of adjust things to a certain extent, right? 30 hertz. I don't think it's 30. It may be. Sorry, guys, just reading through. It's ripping the dynamic tiger. Flub be gone. Flub be gone. I'm not, nope. I already fell way down the fucking slide on that one. I hope you guys are having one absolute hell of a Friday, like in a good way, not in a bad way. And if you're having a bad Friday, let us know what we can do here to make it better. I would love that. And we are just chilling today on High Gain Heaven. And this is going to be us saying goodbye to Amp Suite Rev F. Thank you so much for your service to the stream. By the way, he added this little thing right over here, this compression effect. That on the way out, this is pretty cool. Check this out. Okay, we're gonna dial that up a little bit. Now this is off. And here's with. So it's a low-end compression. So, I mean, that kind of gets you in that ballpark anyway, just so you know that it is in there. And I just wanted to mention, because we are just talking about it, there's a newer feature. So you haven't done your update. I think this is a newer feature, or maybe I'm just dumb and I didn't see it before the most recent update, but that is entirely possible. Now, it is time, a little bit past the time, about 15 minutes past the time for our halfway break. We're going to take a quick break, 3 minutes or less, and I will be right back on the other side. We are going to be going over, what do we have on the back end here, boys and girls? We have we have the MLC Sub-Zero. We have amplification, no, it's VVV, and we also have the Diesel Herberts, and I'm excited because we get to use some pedals and IRs. Fucking IRs! It's gonna be good. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. See you then. All right, guys, how's it going? I lied. I am going to switch guitars just because I feel like it. I just kind of feel like it. So we're switching. And I'm going to give these Fishmans another shot in the live stream after getting, I think, the heights way more correct yesterday. Worked on it. Made sure. And you might be thinking, well, are the heights that important of your pickups? Yes, absolutely. The heights are crucially important on your pickups. Sure, there's a little wiggle room, a little bit wiggle room, but from like, there's no exact market standard. They'll give you like a guideline, like start here and kind of play around so you kind of get your feel. And I would just say though, if you have, like, I know one guy who essentially he grew up with EMGs, and then he started using passive pickups and didn't know anything except for set it as close as you can without the strings touching the pickup, like the old EMG way. Now, as we all know, with passive pickups, it's not going to work. Even with Fishmans, that's not going to work. Even it won't even go active to company to active. That's not how it's going to work with every company. So you could be doing yourself a huge disservice at this point with your tone. Now, let me see if this is any better. I'm going to try this out with the Rev F here, just to make sure that I wanted redemption. There it is. That's redemption. That's great. That's fantastic. I mean, I'm glad you guys are still here. There's 5 of us still here. I'm glad. I'm happy. This is Friday. We're man, it was really well timed that the vet just called about our boy, and he's been just he's getting better. I think he's on the way to recovery. He's just sort of like this right now, hovering a little bit. So for all of you, and as we've had some nice comments in the YouTube comments, we've had some nice people say some nice things, and you guys have said some nice things. So there are not going to be a whole lot of YouTubers out there demoing amps. They're going to be talking about their animals in the live streams. I don't think so. Thanks for listening. That sounds much better. All right, so now the Rev F has got to go, and we are going to walk face first into amplification VVV. You might not have heard of Kawasa before. You might not have heard their stuff or played around with any of their plugins before. Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. I'm starting to learn, but by the comments and YouTube comments, most of the people watching our streams are pretty well educated on the companies that are out there and what they're doing. I just had a nice long talk with somebody about Kawasa's plugins just this morning while checking and replying to our comments. Always feel free to comment, guys. We appreciate it. You're always welcome, and just be cool. Debate if you'd like, but be cool. All right, so that's the starting tone that we're working with. It's not gold. You know what I mean? So as far as I know, these are based on the 5150, loosely based on the 5150 1, 2, and 3. As far as I know, okay, this is from what I know. Calm down, okay? Oh boy, this song makes me want to go, guys. Makes me want to go. All right, cool. So we've got a few different cabinets available here. You've got a 1x12, a 2x12, a 2x12, and 2 4x12 as well. You've got heavy 50 and heavy ultra, as well as oversized 5212. If you've ever seen one of those cabinets, they're pretty fun. So maybe we'll do that. And it's a nice mix here, dynamic. We're going to go with a 57 as per the usual. And let's see what we've got here. That's getting better. That's getting better. Yeah, okay. Pretty nice. So that's the first amp. We're going to go first channel. Probably going to be cleanish. Tunes are a little loud here, guys. Sorry. Going to back these off just a tiny bit. But yet when I'm listening back, I can almost never hear the music in the background. So... sounds pretty nice. as serviceable, and then we'll get to crunch. And now this is a few different 5150s inside the same deal. Sounds pretty good. Now I want to use a boost pedal. Now this sounds pretty raw so far. Let's use a bit of a boost. Let's throw this one in. Sounds pretty good. Oh, gosh. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. This is pretty different. And now here's one thing about the Kawasa plugins that some people like or don't like. And it's typically the cabinet. And here's the other thing, though, is like Sheffield speakers as well. Sheffield speakers are a bit of a different bird. So right here, they're giving you mostly like 5150 type cabinets. Let's see what else we've gotten here. It's going to be a bit better. Now, the Sheffield speakers, they're not for everybody. And they really aren't. They're just not for everyone. I've always personally felt that the PV 5150 family of amps sounds better through Marshall cabinets. I've always that's just me though. Again, that's me, not you. You don't have to feel the same way. The EVH cabinets are a bit of a different bird. But as far as the PV cabinets, though, I've always felt better that the PV amps sounded better with Marshall cabinets. I've always felt that Sheffield are great in a blend, though. To blend like a Sheffield with something else, that's an entirely different bird and different conversation. Me, as it on their own, Sheffields to me, not my personally, not my favorite speaker. And so this is kind of fun though, guys. It's not going to give you exactly what most 5150s. Yeah, we're good. Good news. Mostly. Okay, perfect. Nice, buddy. We got. All right. Well, nice. Like, hey, no, these folks, they want to hear these things. We've got some good news apparently, but I'll find out more about it later. Yeah, buddy. We're partying tonight. We gotta turn up that resonances. Yeah, buddy. I'm loving that. All right. Yeah, hell yeah. And so this thing chugs, guys. This thing absolutely chugs. It's going to be, like I said, it's a bit of a different bird. Go over to Kawasa, check out everything they've got. Check out the Effector line of pedal plugins. Oh gosh, but be sitting down because you're going to be like a kid in a candy store. Each and every one of their pedal plugins features, I think, at least 3 to 5 or 6 pedals inside one plugin. So it's pretty fucking cool. Again, these are not like paid recommendations. Like, there's no one's paying us for these like little blocks. I just love to promote the plugins. I love to promote different companies. We love to have an open mind, and we're loyal. Where my loyalty lies, as someone that's been in this industry for about 13 years now, going on 14 years probably very shortly, where my loyalty lies is with any product that carries a great level of quality. I don't care who makes it. I don't care if they're brand new. I don't care if they're long term. I don't care if they're legendary. I just don't care. As long as it sounds good, feels good, looks good, it does all the things it's supposed to do, I don't care. And in this case, this is a bit of a different thing. Like, they have their own way of doing their modeling, to where they've kind of condensed it into a certain set of controls, but it doesn't give me that feeling of, uh-oh, this is just like a profiler with a profile editor and whatever, as you might see with some condensed controls. In this case, it's pretty rad. Yeah, that sounds pretty brutal to me. I'm going to change up the pedal, and we're going to try Resington's pedal a little bit here, see what's going on. I think I'm in the tuning that song's in now. Yeah, hell yeah. And so if you're looking for another reason to buy another 5150, because if you're a 5150 lover like myself, you don't need another reason. You'll just be like, oh, there's another one. I want that thing. I'm like that, guys. Like, if I see another 5150, I'm not one of those people that goes, oh, another 5150. You know right away that those people are not fans of that amp, because anybody that is a fan of the entire 5150 family of amps, whether it's PV, post-Eddy, or pre-Eddy leaving, whatever, or EVH, or whether it's 50 watt, or it's Lunchbox, or whatever it happens to be, fans of those amps, when we see one that comes out, it's always like, oh, there's always that, I wonder how good that one is. Like, I wonder, I already have some really good ones, but I wonder how good this one is. I have that. And I have to have it. I have to try it. I need to know, guys. And I don't care how many of them come out. I need to know. It's just going to be a thing. This one, now, where I feel this one lacks, it's a bit dark. It's just a bit dark, and that's pretty much the only thing that I would say that's wrong with it, is at times it's kind of dark, but we can brighten it up a little bit by moving this mic a little bit closer. And with the other cabinet, let's go with the combo oversized 50. Okay, not exactly where I parked my car. I'm going to move this over a little bit, and we're going to do something around there. That sounds pretty good, though. Oh, that fell off the rails there. Oh, my done hand got sore. All right, I hope you guys are literally FF in the house, Fear Factor in the house. Yes, absolutely. Somebody mentioned them earlier. I had to do it. Eddie's IRs, fire. Your eyes are your eyes are cool. Holy shit. Your IRs are pretty good over there too. Metal Tune, Seuss in the house. Everybody, how are you? One of the team members here. We honestly, invaluable. Everybody here on this team is invaluable, and everything that comes out of me is, there's a lot of a lot of team stuff. Whenever we need to know something, whenever we're going to demo something, we need to be thorough. We are always in conversation about everything, and I'm super happy forever to be a part of a team with all of those guys. Very exciting. Let's go to the amp 1. Oh, that's the first channel. Ball buyer. Let's go to amp 2. I'm going to turn up the resonance a little bit here. I'm having to go a little bit higher on the top end than I would like to, but it's there. I mean, wow. Then this Matt Heafy set sounds even better now that I've really dialed in the heights. It feels better too. It's like a lot less, I don't know. There's a lot less bloat to them. By the way, voice 1. Voice 2. Back to voice 1. Sounds pretty good to me. Nice. This is Kuwasa VVV, and I am on the 5152, and we are just hanging out. We've got a couple amps left to go, and I'm not really getting tired over here. I'm having a pretty good fucking day, to be honest with you. This is the last day of me holidays and the first day of the weekend. And I cannot wait to be hanging out with you guys this weekend. We'll be doing some stuff with bass tomorrow. Going to be testing out a set of EMG pups in my, we like to call the Black Beast around here, a.k.a. And also the bass is known as Derek Lewis. Named after the UFC fighter? Absolutely it is. It's giant. It's all black, and it absolutely slays a lot of things. It wants to kick nothing but ass. It's also very, very large. It's a very, very large bass. So yeah, we love that bass here. And finally, a set of pickups that I think makes sense for it, although I'm just really trying to get the heights dialed in for that stream tomorrow. Giving away some EMG large, and small stickers and an autograph pick from not actually autographed. You know, those signature picks. Well, the pickups came with a pick that I'm never going to use, so why not give it away? So you guys, that'll be here tomorrow, Saturday, depending on when you're watching this, of course. That went off the rails too. Whoop. What are you gonna do? Excited. Oh, I'm slouching. You guys are supposed to yell at me when I'm slouching. Oh, I gotta move it back around. Kuwasa has been around long enough that yes, they do. They absolutely do. That's the thing about Kuwasa. The thing is, though, and I had this conversation just today. It's crazy we're talking about it right now. It was actually this commenter. I didn't remember the name. I'm sorry. But this actual commenter was like the one that made me want to put this in the stream today. So thank you to him or her. I appreciate you. Pardon me. But yeah, the thing about Kuwasa is I'm gonna give it to you guys straight on when it comes to any developer, any product ever made. I'm gonna give it to you as straight as possible. No, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything for you, because if it's shit, you guys, I don't want you to waste your money on it. And if something is not good, I'm going to tell you, you can ask my opinion, but it's only my opinion or the opinion of maybe the team here. It's just a bunch of people. You can always try out free trials though before you buy. Always try, no matter how much hype is surrounding that plugin. They are not going to sell out. Always do your due diligence before you spend your money, and you will never get ripped off. You'll never get ripped off. Okay. One thing about Kuasa is though, prior to amplification, Cerberus, which is the bass plugin, and then the first guitar plugin that carried the higher level of quality was the amplification Caliburn, which is the Marshall amalgamation of the JTM 45, JCM 800, and JCM 900, all in that one, I believe. Now, those two plugins, they set the bar different. They'd done a lot before those two plugins, but with those, they set the bar different. They set it higher. They just, because they had amplification Vermilion, they had amplification Cream, that were just, they were okay. You could make them, if you could doctor them up, you could give them a little gussy, and maybe you could get something passable. But in my opinion, if you have to work hard to get a good tone out of your amp sim, either you're doing something wrong or it's a piece of shit. That's it. Either your DI is a piece of shit, or the plugin is a piece of shit, or something in the chain is wrong. And it could be the plugin that is a piece of poop. And at that point, when they did Cerberus and Caliburn, the quality went from like, somewhere around, straight up to the top, right up to the top of the heap. And now they are doing premium. Everything they do is premium. And it's all affordable. So get over to Kuasa. I am going to say goodbye. But guys, just go over and have a look. That's going to be my challenge at the end of the stream. You might as well get on it now. Go over to Kuasa and just have a look through everything they have. They've got some of the best pitch effects in the entire industry. And a lot of people are always like, oh, I need a multi-voice, I need this, and I want that. So I'm using Archetype Tim Henson just for the one component in my signal chain, and don't do it. Just go out and buy, go to Kuasa, check out some of the really cool different pitch effects. You're gonna find something crazy. I did a stream. Oh, nobody watched it. It was early on. I think it was on our Facebook streams, but I did a stream. I don't think anybody watched it, but it was still a lot of fun. So they've got some really cool stuff over there. Go and check out everything they have to offer. Low cost too. Sale prices at max. Like their retail prices, everyday prices are going to seem like sale prices to you, probably. All right. So we're getting rid of amplification. Just kidding. Once again, I mean, if you're going to put 3 V's together, I'm going to say it like that. It's just going to happen. I'm sorry. So we're going to get rid of that now, and we're going to move along to the MLC Sub-Zero, which I think at times is probably billed as a high gain amp, but I don't know that it really is. I'm going to put some of Eddie's IRs into another stream. I'm still becoming familiar with how they're laid out, and I like fumbling through things in streams. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. Okay? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, anyways. Okay, so this is the MLC Sub-Zero 100. And now this has been described to me as basically just a fancy modified Marshall. And it's a good modified Marshall as far as I know. And we're going to try to make it angry right out of the box here. Because we want high gain, right? Oh, yeah, we do. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a high gain amp and that it doesn't absolutely crush for high gain uses. I'm just saying there are much higher gain amps out there. Sounds good so far. We're moving along. We're just going to turn this off right here because I don't want it. Okay, I'm going to put things where I like them. Now, again, you guys know how I feel about 3D cab sections. You guys know how I feel about them. I don't feel like they're all that necessary on my end. I don't necessarily require one to enjoy my plugins, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to have. But at the same time, we're going to be doing a stream at some point soon to kind of just talk about things like that and why they don't necessarily matter. I just noticed something kind of interesting. All right. All right, now that's we're rolling a decent amount of gain here. All right, I need to bring the master back and the volume up here. Cool. And we are getting to somewhere I think we're pretty happy with. I don't know what you guys have been pretty happy with this so far. These are basically representing two different overdrive pedals / screamers, whatever you want to call them, boosters. This is the Vanilla Sky also from MLC, which is a real life pedal that you can purchase for yourself. And this one, the Fascination Street OVD1, as it was told to me, is based on the Maxon 808X, if I'm not mistaken. So you guys can get a little bit more 808X in your diet. And again, if you that's one of my favorites. So let's try that one out first. Yeah, I can get that one has a lot more bite to it. Oh no, I hit the cord. No, not the cord. Man, hopefully you guys are just absolutely ripping on your Friday night. And we're just going to say it. Let's just do it. Let's do this. 80s Kid. 80s Kid is winning the Wavemind Rev F. Or do you already own it? By the sounds of things, that you already own that plugin. Have to let me know though. Let me know. Do you own that? Do you currently own that plugin? Are you on the trial? Yeah, that's crushing. Smashing. And so I'm not sure how many people know this, but there are actually 2 amps inside one plugin here. And they don't even separate it with two different panels or anything, or make it look different or anything like that. They just kind of casually throw in this 6L6 and EL34 switch, which is not on the real amp. It also does, the real amp also doesn't have the ability, like say the Granifier, to run multiple tube types either. This is literally just 2 different amps, one with different that come out just sort of like you'd have with the 6505 and the 6534. This is sort of like the same type of deal. Yeah, absolutely. Like, do you have it? Do you have the plugin? Because if you don't have the plugin, it's all you, buddy. It's all you. Chug, 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 chug. Listening to some Metalocalypse in the background. Is it a controversial opinion to note that I don't give a fuck about Death Clock if there's no Metalocalypse? Like Brendan Small, I love his work. I love his music. I just don't think the music has an impact without the show being on the air. Give us the show back. Or at least remaster, like make the other one like a high def version and throw it out there onto stream somewhere. You can't even stream it anywhere. I can't even go stream. I can't legally stream. I can't go and legally stream it if I want to. That's sad. You have the plugin. Okay, let's move it along. Hold on. We are going to go. Who is still watching right now is the question. Who's in the house that's not staff? Is it going to get bumped to the next one? Do we have the ability? I'm going to reach out to Mike Lavoie. Anthony Lavoie, my bad. Sorry. Good to see everyone. Or did he say he had it as well? You know what? Like, let's give it to him. We're going to go with it. Totally not falling asleep. Yeah, we're going to be out of here pretty soon, though, buddy. We're going to be out of here in maybe about 20 minutes or so. It's been fun, though. And I'm going to kind of showing you guys, like, some of the fun plugins out there. This plugin really, really kicks ass for me. No joke. The lead proportions for this plugin. The lead stuff in this plugin are just, it's truthfully really, really, really fun stuff. The lead applications and the solo applications, you just kind of do what you're going to do, and you throw it on, and it looks like it's already set pretty nice. Not way too fast. Okay, it's fine. Sounds nice. I really, really enjoy it for lead, but let's gussy it up a little bit more. EL34 plus guitar solo equals yum, in my opinion. Let's see what we got here. Woo, that was a little out of tune. Sorry. Nobody wants to hear that. I'll tell you again, nobody wants to hear an out of tune guitar ever. Gosh, it takes me back immediately to all those bands as a concert promoter that I watched over the years, all the new bands. You can always tell until I just started kind of being a bit of a dick about it and asking bands right away, young bands, like, do you have a stage tuner? No, we don't have one of those. Okay, yeah, well, can you get one? Literally, nobody wants to see a band like just, we've all seen it, the young band, and we've all been there too. I was there. Until somebody had to chat with me with the sound guys. Hey, listen, man, you shouldn't tune with full distortion while you're standing in front of an audience. Nobody wants to hear that at all. All right, coffee time. But thank you. Nice of you. No, you thank I almost did it again. Arrgh. Thank Wavemind. Arrgh. You can't play with this brain of mine. It's too moldable at this point in my day. It's too moldable. God damn it. All right, we are going to move along from the MLC Sub-Zero. We spent a little bit of time with it, but let's go over it real quick. As mentioned, there are the two awesome overdrive pedals. This one has a little more flavor. I'm not really sure how to explain it better, but this one is just, you're going to give you that straight up overdrive, kick-ass boost kind of scenario. This one's going to do that for you, but it's going to give you a little bit more flavor. You'll see. Try it out. There's probably a 14-day free trial, and I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked. If you haven't tried this plugin, well, we're going to be doing a giveaway with Bogren Digital at some point in the future, and we're excited about that. Next coming months, remember, as I've told you guys, we are going to have a giveaway every month for the next calendar year. We are on our second of 12 consecutive giveaways. Yeah, we are going to have something going on, and after that we'll probably have small giveaways, but these are going to be, we have it lined up 1 month after another. We've figured almost like they're all there already. We just need to place them. It's so exciting. I love giving away free shit, and thank you so much to Wavemind for doing exactly helping us do that. And so excited to see some of these rad demos that are starting. If you haven't checked it out, there's this rad Instagrammer named Mr. Nori. Mr. Nori, I think his name. And he just did a really cool demo for the Rev F. That guy's awesome. He has great tone. Very simplistic, easy going, but his riffs are super tech at the same time. I love it. Great guitar tones too. All right, cool. So we are getting along. We're moving along with our day. Goodbye. And our last plugin of the day is going to be the Diesel Herbert. Very excited about this one. If you've never tried it, oh gosh, if you've never been over to Plugin Alliance, go over to their guitar section and just go, oh, you'll gasp. You will gasp. Be sitting down if you've never been over there. If you've been over there before, then you'll know. But if you're not on the mailing list, they give you free stuff for just being on the mailing list. A big old happy bunch of welcome free shit. Be like, here you go, big bag of stuff. Boom, pow, it's yours. All right, cool. So we're going to go to channel 3. And it was this amp is really cool, guys. Now this amp sim in general has, oh gosh, the I'm just gonna say it. The Brainworks and Plugin Alliance amp sims have possibly the worst impulse response loader in the history of amp sims, and it's never changed. It's always been bad. Although they did add the on and off button for right now. In some of these that don't have the RC off button to the right, and most of them don't, you have to go to the top file. Well, you can do two things. You can go all the way to the bottom of the list, which I can assure you takes longer than you have to bypass a cabinet section. So you're going to go to the first file, pop, and then you're going to hit this back, or we'll call it the minus button right here. Boop, no recording chain. If you want to do it that way, we're going to try it with the onboard impulse responses. And the cool thing is they give you the RC, aka the recording chain info. In this case, it's the equipment used is they give you the diesel front-loaded 412 cap Celestion with the G12 K100 speakers, the microphones used. Just the single microphone used in this file is the Neumann CMV, and it gives you the preamp and all, which is great. So they give you that for every file. So, I mean, I do like that part of it. That's wonderful. Instead of where you come, like you get to these weird name files, it's cool. You go through it, you can leave that on. So let's leave that on as we tweak through for fun. Okay. So. All right, now I'm going to set up the power amp section, and we're going to get going. It'll be pretty quick and easy, I'm sure. And I think we should be good now. Now we need a boost pedal for this amp. I like to use a boost pedal, although diesels don't always need them. I like to use one anyways. Let's find a file we like more than that, hopefully. I don't want the noise gate. Don't want any of the pre or post EQs. Easy enough to audition them one after another. That's fine. That doesn't sound too bad. Let's leave with that for now. Just for now. And with the X drive for now from Wavemind as well, doing the boosting. And yeah, as always, I've got the denoiser. As you can hear, without the denoiser, with the denoiser, without, with. Wonderful. This plugin is the greatest thing that ever happened in my life. Not literally my whole life, but my recording and onboard life here. This is, man, this plugin has saved me 1.5 billion headaches. Listen to it. Just listen to the noise. And even with a gate on, it wouldn't filter that stuff out. It would just drive me crazy to where streams were almost impossible. So thank you to Bird Tom for making the denoiser. I very much appreciate yous. Okay. And then it's got this nifty mid-cut feature where you can kind of, well, you can click it off and... And there's also, you can give it a bit of a goose. Or is that just for channel 2? Hold up. I think it's just for channel 2. I'm gonna use that channel for now. Let's check this channel out as well. Let's dime that. We get the game boost on. And I'm actually going to crank up the mids here, and then I'm going to use this neat mid-cut feature in a minute. That sounds pretty tough. Oh, gosh. That's crushing. Sounds great. All right, what else can we do here? Well, we're going to test this mid-cut feature out. Intensity up. So you can get like full-on Manuel, the Italian stallion. You can get Manuel with it. And if you don't know who Manuel is, well, you're going to have to get to know him at some point. What the man loves is scoopness. And let's hear the scoopness. Here's without. And here's with. Yeah. Let's scoop the fuck out of that. There should be a no enter Sandman rule. Just ask Larnell. Larnell, you ever heard Enter Sandman? What song's that? I've never heard that. 4 million people watched that video and believe that. Wow. Or actually, you know what? I wonder what percentage of people watched that video and said, this dude is full of garbage. There's no universe this dude didn't hear Enter Sandman before this video. That sounds just superb. It's huge. What else we got for big IRs? Yeah. I always use yeah, dude. I honestly do. Wait, third-party pedals. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Yeah, they don't have pedals. Little known fact, though. Little known fact that, well, I mean, I guess it's kind of a known fact. If you look right on some of these, it actually says it. But Igor Nembrini from Nembrini Audio absolutely designed and engineered, modeled everything needed for all of the PA guitar and bass plugins, all of them, every single solitary one of them, all Igor Nembrini's work. And so when you look at Igor Nembrini and you ask, like, okay, well, like, what's with the, like, what's your resume prior to that? And then you look at the resume prior to Nembrini Audio and you just kind of, your jaw kind of drops and goes, holy fuck, really? You made all of those things? And there's only like one bad one? Jesus. The Friedman BE is an abomination. It's terrible. It's an awful, awful plugin, and it sounds like you're playing something with a moving blanket over it. But everything else the man has ever done is just solid, including this Diesel Herbert. Let's get like a little bit more, a little more input. I also typically, when I use these plugins, will use third-party IRs. As I'm not that I'm not happy with anything they have to offer in here, because they have some good stuff in here. That's very bright. Holy fuck, that's bright. Wee-hoo! Take the intensity back on the mid cut. Yeah, that is cool that you can hit the auto. That is cool. I'll be honest. That's a nice feature. But if you like, you say like, I know where I want to go. I need to go all the way to the bottom. And then you're sitting here for what seems like I don't remember when I don't remember. Oh my God. I don't remember a time in my life before I clicked the down arrow. Oh, we're here finally. Yay. I can click to the 1960B I was eyeing up earlier, you know, like, and, oh, good. One of the best sounding impulse responses is right at the bottom of this list. Yeah, channel 2 is where it's at on the little, with the little plus boost. Give it a little bit of snooch there. Boop, and it's just, it rips. This amp sim is awesome, and I've seen this as low as like $10. $10. $10. And you do what? $10 for this. It's ridiculous. It looks beautiful too. Let me get this fucking rack. Like, look at it. It's rad. I mean, you say what you want. It's great that it's licensed because the Diesel logo and the back panel is fucking sick. It looks awesome. But I'm just, honestly, license doesn't, we've had the discussion, license doesn't always make it better. But this is a real good Diesel Herbert. There's another real good one, by the way, in Lasty Lambert's tonality offering that you will be seeing on the next Heavy Metal Haven. Now, we're going to be doing these. Hopefully, we're going to try once a week even and see how it builds, guys. I think you guys are going to have fun with it. I think we'll have fun with it. And I already see one suggestion in the comments of where an amp we could use next week. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here today. And as it always typically happens, we end up getting a little chatty, and some of the products don't get quite as much time. Like the Herbert here didn't get a lot of time. Doesn't need a lot of time though. That's the cool thing about it is the Diesel VH4 and the Diesel Herbert plugin are both very easy to dial in. They're amps that in real life are very easy to dial in. You just have to keep in mind your gain staging when you're dealing with the master volume section here. Bring your power amp volume back to 3 or 4. And that way you can bring up your channel volume, and you can kind of get a little gainier with it, and it sounds a little bit better that way as opposed to fumbling around a little bit with the master section. Keep that in mind. Keep the deep and the depth and the deep, we'll call it, and the presence. Keep those in mind as well. And just have a good time with it, guys. Have a good time with the plugins. And just understand that these are not tough to dial in, and the amps, this plugin right here, just think about this for a second. It's a $10 plugin, like when it's on sale. $20, I've seen it for $50. I've seen it for all kinds of different prices over the years. Now, this amp is what? Can someone give me, before we get out of here, can someone give me the MSRP on a Diesel Herbert brand new? Out of the, straight from the showroom, straight from the factory, how much would it cost? It doesn't have to be straight from the factory. Just how much would it cost for me to go and buy one of these right now? Is it like $3,500, $4,000, $4,200, somewhere in there, probably? That currently $19.99. You can go get this plugin for $20 right now, and the other VH4 for $40 total. Get a tube screamer while you're there. Get the angles while you're there. I think every plugin there is the $20 right now or something. I've been seeing it in my newsfeed, something to that effect. But holy fuck, guys. Go out and get yourselves some nice plugins over at Plugin Alliance every time they go on sale. Get on their mailing list, because every time they go on sale, you'll know a couple days prior and you'll have a chance to go out and they'll give you coupons and all kinds of shit that you can use towards plugins. Yeah, that's the thing. Their plugins are all premium priced when they're at full price. They are priced just the same as Neural DSP or Nembrini Audio or any other premium plugin, and they're worth that. Even at full price, these plugins are worth $130 or $125. They're worth that, or $100, whatever it is. They're worth that, because this amp is a $4,500 US dollars. In Canadian dollars, that's like $6,500. $6,500. Or I can pay $20 for the plugin right now. Go and buy it. Just go and buy it right now. There's no reason that's my challenge. Go over to just at least check out the sale over at Plugin Alliance. I didn't forget. Go check out Kawasa's stuff as well. But right now, my challenge for you at the end of this stream right here is to go and go and check out the deals at Plugin Alliance right now and grab something, because man, they are blowing stuff out on a regular basis. This is happening often. So get on the mailing list if you don't have any scratch right now. Most of us, times are tight right now, guys. I get it. But that's all the more reason to shop sales when you can get them. And anytime I see a good sale, I'm going to mention it in a stream. We will be giving those options to you as we go. It's been fun. It's been fun doing a little chugging, doing some chatting, having a good time, going over some high gain. Next week, we will be doing this on a Saturday, though. It'll be Freeware Fridays. We'll be back next week. Might do something with Freeware tomorrow, but I think we're going to wait till Freeware Friday next week on Friday, where we'll be using some sort of fun things to create some sort of fun things. Tomorrow, we will be having a base stream. This weekend, we're going to be also having a Doom stream of some type on. I can't exactly figure out exactly what day it's going to be yet, but we're going to be doing a few things. So, guys, I will see you guys this weekend. Congratulations to Anthony Lavoie for winning the plugin today. I will be contacting him via Facebook and getting him taken care of. Guys, see you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the entire team and the staff for being around these streams, taking time out of their days to hang out here with us and chill. And as always, if you guys have questions or anything in further streams or in future streams that you guys want to ask, if you've just been sort of sitting there lurking, you're not sure whether you want to jump in, always feel free to jump in, introduce yourself, tell us who your favorite developers are. Jump into the conversation. Do not be shy, but if you want to just chill, sit back, chill, and watch these after the fact, that's more than fine too. The views have been going up. We've got more than I thought, which is not much. Yeah, exactly. Even we determined one time, guys, we determined that inside the Fortin Nameless Suite plugin, that between the outboard gear, the mics, the time it took, and not even just necessarily the time it took, but just like the head itself, the cabinet, the mics, there's probably a total of about 30 grand worth of gear used to create in that plugin. $30,000 in just a single amp suite. So when you're sitting there, if you're one of those people, and I don't think we have any of them in the stream right now, but if you're watching this after the fact and you're one of those people that likes to sit there and complain about everything should be as cheap as possible, no matter how good it is, everyone should be able to afford everything, that's wrong. You're incorrect. Your plugins are too expensive. Get a better job. Nothing we can do about that. Wait for a sale. But don't price bitch on developers unless it's like super, super worth price griping about. But price griping about something like 20, even full price for this one right here. A well-modeled single amp that has been modeled accurately. I mean, guys, $20 right now. $20 right now. Go get it. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will see you guys another time, if not tomorrow. Thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate each and every one of you for being part of this community at its grassroots, at the ground floor. The elevator is currently in the lobby. We're trying to get it to go up slowly. Thanks for being there with us. We'll see you guys again next time.